hard moment on this conference that I went for in Nairobi, when the South African Minister of Transport stood up in the gathering where there are political parties from all over the world, and he said to me, he said, I want to applaud Liberia because your election was so tight, hotly contested, and President Bouaga only defeated President Weah less than 30,000 votes. And yet, President Weah conceded. He said, you people should continue that democracy. I was proud. I'm going to say anyway, therefore, President Weah to concede and keep our democracy on the path it is something, of course, I'm proud of, and I'm happy he did that. I will praise him any day for that, because not many Africans can do that. Look, let's stop all these political noise. When people do something good, praise them. He could have stayed in power like other people. Yes, he could have done that.
They talking funny.
When President Bouaga
Stanton water spoon that Joseph Bouaga junk. Joseph Bouaga using to use a platform to come to power. Then Joseph Bouaga dropping the ocean in on the show they making not jumping around. We confused. You know what's going on. You think that joke we joking here? We told you about Joseph Bouaga from the beginning. You say, oh, not listen to us. The other one too that you be passing around with big money, say you get policy, you know they want, you know that one, you know they want. John Molu. Oh, oh, my man, that other news today, man. Joseph Bouaga John in other news is John Molu. They made fool out of that one. They made fun out of him. Yes, they made fun out of him. Another Joseph Bouaga John, like John Lobo. You only Joseph Bouaga John. Can you imagine they gave Noah Saul Gibson, who a blind man job? You can see them get your job. You passing around taking pictures all day, putting it off for people, the other person's birthday, my senior brother, my senior sister, and let me congratulate my senior brother, the MD, the other. You not see? You ready yet? You better put your legs together, my picking. You not ready yet? You alive, no man like you, Joseph Bouaga use all of your like junks in the town, and you passing around, who they talking funny thing. You see what? Another Joseph Bouaga John. But I want by Joseph Bouaga, he go straight in the grave, Prince Johnson. Prince Johnson, our Joseph Bouaga. Oh, Joe Bouaga. Joe Bouaga, big ball. I told you today we'll call the listing of all of Joseph Bouaga Johns. The list too long. It is a countless list. A countless list. Joseph Bouaga position, all of them. The only person that refused to be Joseph Bouaga John, like Yege Koluba, when Yege Koluba read it from distance, he said no. He said no. He said no. Another person who Joseph Bouaga John, now Prince Johnson, Joseph Bouaga gave him away. Joseph Bouaga praising during the election, saying he would dance with devil. You ain't ready yet. Joseph Bouaga not be him. I stand with Joseph Bouaga. Joseph Bouaga, our president. He's from Lofa County. I stand with the man from Lofa County. It's sweet for you. It's sweet for all of you. It's sweet for all of you who Joseph Bouaga make you fool out of. Especially the Costa, the Ami Moda, the John Molu, the Stanton Waterspoon. I see him on a show, they making noise, shouting, talking funny for that. Now you know that Joseph Bouaga now see what Mane Pape. We used to tell you before, you just say we hate Joseph Bouaga. You thought with that Papa King about Joseph Bouaga John man. That one would have brought a point in jail. He changed two strings, old man, no in the town. I tell him, ain't saying man, ain't man no in the town. He will press Jeremiah Kun and Joseph Bouaga as long as he in Liberian for the rest of his life. If he any attempt, he will press that government, any attempt to try foolishness. Whether in Africa, in Ghana, whatever it is, with his secret counsel, all the secret money that they're giving you counsel. I'll say it today. You're watching, see. It's going to get serious. It is going to get serious, folks. It is going to get serious. Dylan passing around laughing. He stayed on the jungle. He said, "On the jungle, will counsel. You're watching." And we here today. Today is the 13th. You're watching. Darius Delon. Joseph Bouaga will dirty him and nobody can Lawrence. You'll watch today and see. You're going to remember you're ready down. And I really want to Musa Bede say they come here after him and said our joke. Today when he and they chasing him, get a rap. We yeah.
They are criminals. The Dollar is the worst criminal. John, we are brought into this ministry. He's saying, Papa John, we are the proper minister. He cannot steal, he cannot kill, he cannot destroy us. But Are you talking about your ministerial property? I'm talking about the ministerial entire property. Wow. So that's it.
Wherever Joseph Braga is, let him go. We were in a ring. We were in a sun for UP. But we're not talking about policy.
Have you not been rescued? They are
We
come
are
to
not
rescue.
talking about policy. We are talking about our lives. Our job. Our life. Our job. Liberians. You know how many bouncers we see? If one call, Agnes has told. I'm speaking from Transport Ministry.
What's your position?
Customer service. Right.
Thank you, ma'am. Criminals. The Senator is the worst criminal. John, we are brought into this ministry. He's saying Papa John, we are the proper minister. He cannot steal, he cannot kill, he cannot destroy us. Are you talking about your ministerial property? I'm talking about the ministerial entire property. Wow. So that's it.
Wherever Joseph Braga is, let him go. We were in a ring. We were in a sun for UP. But we're not talking about policy.
Have you not been rescued? They are come to rescue.
We are not talking about policy. We are talking about our lives. Our job. Our life. Our job. Liberians. You know how many bouncers we see? If one call, Agnes has told. I'm speaking from Transport Ministry.
What's your position?
Customer service. Right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Way we living in exile, we beg our family members to vote for you and to kick George Weah and his government out. We used to call the Spoon Network to make our little contribution to your campaign. We get abused. We got insulted. Family member kept speech from us because of CDC, because we were against CDC. Mr. President, I did not vote for you. I did not campaign for you because you are Joseph Boakai. What made me gravitated towards you is when I heard you saying, for the first time in this country, accountability was going to be the cornerstone of your government. Yet it is true that you have applied some effort, but it's not enough. We need to see persecution in this country. We cannot continue to just lip sync corruption and accountability in this country. We must apply it with action. It's action the Liberian people want to see. Mr. President, our honeymoon period is over. You and our honeymoon period is over. Despite I still believe in your government. Despite your government in 2 years is still far better than what we were under the CDC regime. But Mr. President, we are very, very slow when it comes to addressing the issue of holding people accountable in this country. Most Liberian people gravitated towards you because they want to see for the first time people being held accountable and punished in this country. We cannot continue to lip sync corruption and accountability in this country. Like I said, you and our honeymoon period is over. The new year we are entering 2026. I gave you from January to June. That's 6 months in between the year. If we don't see people being seriously investigated in this country for wrongdoing, from looting this country, we don't see seriousness Serious investigation launched into people overnight riches in this country. Mr. President, we will turn against you. We will turn against you. I can assure you that. I will always say, in a much, I want
the area. You go. You can't your mission more. You vote for Joseph Boakai, you will change this country. Now, a second, saw it difficult yesterday in Poster A. You saw it. You see, just go to Southern Kudu, we have control error. Say Southern Kudu, we have win. With a job. He is second thing. He has goes or government can or power road can do who can say who error. You get who road. Look at the place. That's just what shining. You go good, look at the road good. Tell one representative of district now. He must have I saw the error. I don't question the error every day. But I say more than I say road good. We stopping the place here. Thank God I see it every day. Yeah, episode 5 now for me. For the same error. Now I can be getting there. Look at the place the place. See the home. See the place. You see the place here? Can you pass here? You see the guy who you see me up there? Look at the place there. How okay? They can't hit. They put a stone in the hole now. Last time, more than 200 we have more. I was working. The royal, they call you in 100 days. We have for almost 3 years now. Look at how hold out here. Last time I eat the morning. I want to eat the morning. Whatever I was saying, son, we feel the weight.
Oh, Mr. Liar, man. You know, I did I do. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. Joe Rastafari, King Selassie. Big up, oh, Mr. Liar, man. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. You know I didn't do the thing you say I do. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. Oh, liar, man, you know. Liar, man, you know. I didn't do those things. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. I know I didn't do those things. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. Mr. Liar, man. Rastafari, no. I didn't do. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. You know, you know, you know, you know. A liar, man. A liar, man. A liar, man. A liar, man. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. You know I didn't do the thing you say I do. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. Rastafari. You. King Selassie. Big up.
I didn't do it. Liar, man. Better judge you. Liar, man. I didn't do it. Liar, man. Better judge you.
So what you keep lying? Lie, 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 lie. You lie, you lie, you lie. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. I say you lie, you lie. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. Mr. Liar, man. Hey, oh, Mr. Liar, man. You know I didn't do the thing you say I do. Oh, Mr. Liar, man. Jano, Jano, Jano. Rastafari, no.
Liar, man.
Mr. Liar Man. Me not go burn you with no fireman. Me not go burn you on the fire pan. Cover you a liar man, wicked man, bad man, foolish man. Mr. Liar Man. Get away because me never love you. I say, oh no, Jaja, I go judge you. Cover you a liar man, wicked man, bad man, foolish man. I am mine. I didn't do it. I am mine. You ready for that? Jaja judge you. You ready for the boy them? I am mine. I didn't do it. I am mine. Let Jaja judge you. Wanna hear it? Don't ever follow back on Mr. Liar Man then. Because the name says already, you know. You see me? Mr. Liar Man, wicked man, bad man, and foolish man. You see me? Fire upon Mr. Wicked Man then. Mr. Liar Man then. Fire! Mr. Liar Man, me not go burn you with no fireman. Me not go burn you on the fire pan. Cover you a liar man, wicked man, bad man, foolish man. Mr. Liar Man, get away because me never love you. I say, oh no, Jaja, I go judge you. Cover you a liar man.
You are muted, Prince. You are muted.
Right. I'm clear now. I'm very sure I'm clear now. Yeah.
Yes, clear. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sise. Thank you so much. Yeah. I think we are clear now. So, all right. So we are here again to discuss issues of national concern. Fellow Liberians, the best thing we can do is to continue to educate our people. Where we find ourselves, our nation is in a state of emergency. And whenever there is a state of emergency, state actors, it is incumbent upon us to come immediately to begin to act. And this is the reason why we are not going to give up. For the next, whether be it 3 or 4 years, as you will term it, we are going to be on here to ensure that we can educate our people, that we can be able to expose what is happening, and that we can ensure that our people have the knowledge and the information that is required in order for us to make things work for us. So we are grateful again that we are here, and we will not stop thanking those of you who continue to support what we do. So as usual, as we say to you, hit for us the share button. Share with as many friends as you can share with family members, and let's every one of us have a wonderful time together. I want to start with this issue of the State of the Nation address because it's very important.
The reason why, fellow Liberians, we will not stop talking about this because this has to do with the government plan for the Liberian people's life. This has to do with what the government is intending to do, what the government have done. And this has to do with our life. It's like the government is explaining to the world and to all of us what they've done for us, what they will do for us. So this is the reason why we will not stop talking about this. We'll continue to talk about this until we can adequately absorb it, because it is the government plans for our life and what the government is doing for us. So those of us who are the direct beneficiary of what the government is doing, is incumbent upon us to discuss it every day. So we won't get tired. Every day we discuss it. So on this note, I want to say to my colleagues that have joined me, I want to say welcome. And let me just say to you, fellow Liberians, we are grateful to have with us our brother, Leo, who you are going to often see here. And as time goes by, we're going to bring, all of the intellectual weight that we can lay hands on to ensure that we expose this government. So we are grateful tonight to have with us our brother Leo. My brother Leo, this is, maybe one would say, your first, even though you've been here before, but one would say your first or your debut, presence on the Palava Hut. I mean, to discuss officially as panelists, I want to say welcome, my brother Leo. Welcome, sir. I'm sorry, we are not getting you. Are you? You can unmute yourself. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what is happening. It's like, uh, yeah, you can go off and come back on. Maybe you can go off and then come back on and see. Yeah, but Frank, welcome, my brother. How are you, Chief?
Thank you so much, Brother Prince. I'm doing good.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right. I know it's that time. I can see you now. Kind of Chloe,
I know it.
Yeah, it's about that time. They play it that easy. But I want to welcome our sister Nina Kuya. Nina Kuya, you are welcome. I want to welcome William uh, Davis. Thank you so much. Grace, I want to say you are highly welcome. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Metro Media, our brother right there, you are highly welcome. I want to also use this time to welcome uh, our own sister. I mean, all of you who are joining us, we want to say welcome to all of you. It's a privilege for us to have you here, and we are grateful that we have you joining us. Uh, Anyway, no need to say welcome to Jake because we are in this. So Sheriff Tico, you are highly welcome. Eric McGill, how are you? Thank you so much for joining us. Atlanta is in the house. We want to say thank you so very kindly. Oh, we are grateful seeing our people and having our people on here. Thank you all so very kindly. Thank you also very kindly. So, uh, my brother, we're going to give you the opportunity, our brother Frank, because I know we've been discussing this issue, and you have been busy throughout, and
Yeah.
you are here with us. So we are going to give you an exclusive 3 minutes or so that we can hear from you. We'll go into it again, but at least we can hear from you on your own session when it comes to the state of the lie, the state of the nation lie. Let's hear from you. What is your own take on the entire solar? Let's hear from you, my brother.
Thank you so much, Brother Prince, and thank you to the audience. I'm glad to be here. As always, this is our platform, and this is where we come to uh, talk to the Liberian people, and for the Liberian people to listen to us. Once again, I'm very grateful. You know, when I listened to the president address to the nation,
Yeah, Leo, can you just talk? Let's see if the sound is okay.
Yeah, yeah. Can
Okay,
you hear me?
yeah, the sound is good now. Okay, yeah, that's good.
yeah,
Yeah,
when I listened to the president address to the nation, first of all, what came to mind was these people, they were not ready for this 2025, or let's say 2026 summit, or let's say address to the nation. They wasn't ready. Why? The only reason why they actually hosted, right, this day, it is because it is constitutionally mandated that on this day, the president of the Republic of Liberia, or the government, is to come to address the nation on its achievement, their failures, what they have done, and what they need to do, area that they need to look at for the need of the Liberian people. It is mandated constitutionally that they do that. If not, they will not have come on our day to address the nation, because they were not ready. And not that they were not ready, there was nothing that they had to present to the Liberian people. And when you have nothing to present to anyone, what then happened? You create stories. You made up stories. You made up lies that you can't defend. Now, I'm going to go into this, Brother Prince. I'm prepared for this today. You know, I listened to Sheku Seri platform in Liberia. And this guy, Daniel Sando, or whosoever he is, they had called him, and he was on a platform, or not on a platform, but on call, to defend the government, to defend the president state of address to the nation. And what baffles me here is, these are educated people. These are people who have degrees, who are experts. According to Boaka, he was going to bring experts into his government. But as I listened on that show that day, Sando could not defend the government. Now, listen to this. I always say this not as boasting of where I work. When you work to places like this, you have to be very attentive, especially when it comes to numbers. For example, when I was working with the Senate and the House of Representatives in the US, for each time I went for hearing, we pay key attention to certain duty and things that we see, we observe. And the truth here is, you will take down note, but you may not have the time to even take detailed note or to take much note. Your ears are open, your eyes, your mind are all open. And then once you get to that office, as you begin to write, things will start, flowing, because you were there. You witnessed it, right? You participated, you saw it, you heard it. Things will come. Now, for this government representative, Sando, to go on, how they call it, secretary show platform, and when they asked him about data, when they asked him about numbers that was in the speech, and I believe these guys saw it, he could not defend the speech or the sonar or the government. All he kept saying was, I'm close to my office. Let me get to my office, and I will get my computer, and I will pull it out. No, you don't have to do that. Because if you say, for example, you give 1,900 or 198,000 farmers support, you don't have to go to data to go see your computer. Explain something. You may not be exact, but try to explain something. Now, if you say, for example, you fed 239 students, in full benefit, whatsoever the situation may be. You don't have to go to your computer because these are students you interact with. These are students you saw not 1 day, 2 day, or 3 days because you interact with these students numerous times, numerous occasions. So you already know. In fact, you don't have to go to your computer to give name of schools. Because when I ask him to give name of schools, even the farmer that they helped, at least to give some name of those farmers, right? You don't have to go to data. You can give some names of those farmers. Now, you give billions of dollars in Liberian dollar cash to 15,000 households. Now, one of the things on the platform they kept asking him was, fine, we are not saying you never get 15,000, you never get 1 billion. We are not saying you never have 239 students, or thousands. We are not saying you never have 198,000 farmers. We are not saying those things. What we are saying here is, where can we find the data? Because you are dealing with numbers. So we know you did not create those numbers of hair, right? Those are actual numbers. Those are actual people that you have, and you should have data for it. You should have area that we can go and find. Because if the president is reporting on something, that means it is something that you did, and the data are there that the Liberian people can go and see. So our issue here is not about whether the president did not create 70,000 jobs. That is not our issue. Where can we go and find on the website or your data that these 70,000 jobs were created, and these are the names? Where can we go in your database and find the 239,000 students that you have? Where can we go and find those names? Because those names supposed to be there with the schools. The schools supposed to be there that we can verify everything. We are not saying you did not do those things. No, we are not saying you did not have 198,000 farmers. That is not our argument here. Our argument here is, where can we go in your database to find the 198,000 farmers that you have with their names and the farmer, right? That we can go to those farms and verify. Those are the things that we are talking about. Again, if you give Liberian people money, billions of dollars to 15, how they call it, household in cash, we need a database, those households, the name, and for what reason you gave them that $1 billion. We need to see it. What reason you gave it to them? We need to see it. We are not saying you did not do it, but because you failed to provide those things, that is where we are coming from with our issue to watch it that these things did not happen. Now, that was a failure on the part of the government, and failure on the part of the people that prepared that speech, the people that put those figures, those numbers in there. And you see, this is what President George Manawia spoke about. Well, let me tell you something. These people were testing, and this is how these people have been running the country, the educated elite. They've been running that country, lying to the Liberian people. And because we never had access to internet, we never had access to this information, we never had, or our parents as well, right, never had the opportunity, right, to question these people. This is what since 1847, these people have mismanaged that country, and no one can checkmate them. So they thought that in 2026, with this new generation, they will come and do the same thing, and we will not understand, and we will not question it. And that's what President George Manawia said. I will make this country, I will make the Liberian people to participate in government process, in governing process of this country. That they themselves, they will question their government. That is what during President George Manawia time, anybody could take cell phone and they said they were journalists with no certificate, no experience. They have never been to journalism school, but they could take phone and they said they were journalists. And President George Manawia said, I'm not going to question nobody to say you are not a journalist. He gave the opportunity to the Liberian people, right? Because they wanted to know about their country. You see? That's why these people came out with numbers, with figures, with words, with letter, with sentences, thinking that we will not question them. And when we began to question them, right? Let me say this. Even on Sheku Sherry show again, there was another representative. Because when they came about the farm whatsoever, this representative, a representative came to defend the government to say his district, because how they call it, Frank Safoko was on the platform that day. And they even asked him, he said, his district did not benefit from the job. His district did not benefit from the student, what they call it. His district did not benefit from the farm, the money that was given to farmer and those things. And then there was another representative that was on call. He also stated that his district did not benefit from any of those things. But again, it was another representative that was trying to support the government or protect or to talk for the government that came on air and said his district benefited from the government subsidy or whatsoever that was given to farmer. Now, when they asked him, you say your government benefited from it. Can you show us in the budget, because we both work there, can you show in the budget where that support came from and where was it drafted in the budget? Because if indeed your district benefited from as a representative, I didn't benefit, my district didn't benefit, and I can assure you it was not in the budget where the money came from. What he said, oh, let me get to my office, I will get my computer, and then let me get to my... So you see all of these things as a representative, something that your district benefited from, and then you telling us you have to get to your house or to your office to get your computer. So, Brother Prince, what I want to say here is, the truth of the matter here is, Liberian people, brace yourself for the next 4 years.
Liberian people, brace yourself for the next 4 years. I want to hold you right there. We're going to come back to this. Liberian, brace yourself for the next 4 years. I want to go to our brother Leo, but I want to read something from one of our brothers in Liberia. Frank, you talk about the issue of data. All of us know on this show, whenever government speaking of tangibles, they should be talking about numbers. They should be talking about the data. So in as much as you are saying things and cannot prove it with data, then it means it's not the fact. Because these are the people, like I want to borrow again from Leo, that claim that they know, they have the experience, they have people that are qualified, that are competent, that are able to do the work. So you cannot tell me that you will mount a platform to explain to the Liberian people what you've done for them and what you will be doing for them without the data, or the data cannot be accurate. This is pure science. In the absence of the data, you're playing phone. The children will say you're making twee. You're playing phone. I want to read something here, and I want to be very specific. As my brother Frank talked about the issue of the data, Julius J did a very, very great work, and I want to say kudos to Julius J. And I want to put this out here so that I can read it, and then our brother Leo will start from there. This is what Julius J wrote on his page. He said, President Joseph Newman Boyka announced in his annual address that over 239,000 students were fed in school over the course of 2025. I reached out to the Ministry of Information, Liberia, to provide me with the comprehensive data underpinning the number, counties, schools, population, or individual schools, etc. This is the response the ministry sent me on Tuesday, January 27, 2026. In quotation.
Praise, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
Can you hear me, guys?
I am getting you, but I don't know. You are not getting us? I think, Jake, you are getting us, right? Are you getting me? Hello?
Yeah, we getting you. We getting you.
Okay, yeah. So I think brother, you just need to, if you are not getting us, then you getting me now, right? Leo, are you getting me? Okay, Leo, if you are not getting us, then you can just maybe go and come back on. So I'm going to read this. It says Liberia school feeding program established in 1968 is a cornerstone national intervention aimed at improving children's nutrition, education access, and human capital development. Although disruptive during the Civil War, the program was revitalized in 2003 under the government's Back to School initiative and has since remained integral to the country's education and social protection system. Oversight is provided by the Ministry of Education, though its school feeding division under the Bureau of Student the school feeding division under the Bureau of Student Personnel Services. The program is firmly aligned with the national priority, including the Arrest AAID agenda, the Education Sector Plan 2022 to 2026, and the MOE Sector Plan 2024 to 2026, all of which prioritize school feeding and nutrition, supporting framework including a national school feeding policy operational guidelines, and a homegrown school meal menu. Let me see. I think I jumped over something. There's a county. Okay, so yeah, I think I jumped over something here. Okay. Sorry, I will just go ahead. So it says supporting framework, including a national school feeding policy, operational guidelines, and a homegrown school meal manual. Currently operating in 12 counties, the program reached 2,300 and 39,468 learners in 1,319 schools, with implementation supports from WFP, Mary Meal, Liberia Save the Children International, and Mercy Cup. The program enhances enrollment, attendance, retention, gender equity, and community reliance through local food purchasing. This is the picture that was shown by Julius J. When you look at this entire information that the Ministry of Education provided to Julius J, they did not tell us the school. They were never specific to point out that, for example, in Grange, these are the schools that we are catering to. For example, school A, school B, school C, that are located in this area, located in that area, and located in the other area. For example, maybe in Grand Bassa, these are the school A, school B, school C, located in this area, located in that area, and this is the number. That's why I took my own time to read. These people could not provide any information to Julius J relative to being very specific. My brother Leo, let's hear from you. In the absence of getting the data to prove that what Joseph Newman Boyka said, do you consider this as something factual? The Ministry of Information Education that is charged with the responsibility of implementing this program, even when they were reached by the journalists to provide detailed information, they could not provide detailed information. Let's hear from you on this pronouncement of Joseph Newman Boyka that about 339,000 plus young people in school, they were failed. How do you look at this based on the information that was gathered by Julius J from the agency or the ministry that is responsible to feed these kids? Let's hear from you, my brother Leo. Hello, Leo, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we are getting you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we are getting you.
We hear you. Go ahead. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, we are getting you.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. You can hear me now, right?
Yeah, we're getting.
For some reason, I am not hearing your. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
why, but we are
Let me
getting
go
you.
back
You are
out.
okay.
Let me get out and
Okay,
come
no
back in
problem.
because I'm not
Okay.
hearing you.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, get out and come back in. So let me just switch this question to my brother Jake. Jake, Julius J decided to do his own maybe investigative journalism, reach out to the ministry, provide a number. Now one sheet of paper they could provide, but just the blanket number. Let's hear from you, sir.
To the followers here, once again, friend, salute to the followers here. You're here to share this video. Sharing is free. Praise these people. Let me tell you the fact here, followers. The Unity Party is struggling, heavily struggling. That propaganda not working. During the opposition time, I want to say, if you govern a country, you cannot preach propaganda. Listen, Prince, we all know, you know, and I know, friend know, we the old school people. We remember the feeding program as stated existed way back to encourage people to go to school whatsoever. We that came from the poor background. Because of the Civil War, or before the Civil War, something like that, a hotel. Praise you, this a landmark. We pledge allegiance to our country. This a landmark issue. Then in 2 years' time, if the particular scenario were true, that is feeding 300,000 people in the breadth of the country, the Unity Party that for the last that learned propaganda and things then, if this were very factual, the president be like when people you have to be gullible. The president be having a lot of cabinet meetings, a lot of places. They will not echo this thing. He got to come through the president's sonar. And Prince, this is laughable. There's no leave your data stuff. Your lead data era, man. We get journalists all in various countries. And they feeding Prince would not relay videos then here people sitting on the ground in the Republic of Liberia. Your healthcare systems are ruined. The people that go to the various hospital, they don't hardly have cooked food to eat. Then you're talking about the may feeding 300,000 people. That's a laughable something. It's not something factual. Pray. Let me say to the followers here. When George Orwell announcing free education at the University of Liberia, we saw it. He took a convoy march at the University of Liberia. The student came, the videos are all there. Wires, all these things that policy of the former president that people benefited from. Even you feeding your society, you feeding your school, you feeding the school from every range of that country. You think that's something we will not know about? The Unity Party will let us spread all kind of things. They were flying with yellow machine, all these things there, right? Yellow machine, all these things there. They were saying they were getting gains and things, and they purported that $1.2 billion money, that budget, and they circulated it. They see them rejoicing, even winning the non-permanent seat at the United Nations. In the echo, the thing that the former president fought for, and they got that seat. So, please, I don't have to listen to data. Please, the only thing I feel knowing about the people now, when we were outside at that time, we're not taking part in politics and other things, coming on social media and things when you started this thing, because you never had enough people. And actually, nobody fighting this guy out. That our own lies as they're breaking it, debunking it. So it's a vlog. People call it vlog. That's vlog. There's nothing factual inside. So don't look for no data. Don't look for data. The whole country know each other. Every breath of that country. If somebody feeding a child, the school feeding a child, we will know about it. The school is talking. We will know this very school from all this country. In our elementary or junior high, with the names, we will know it. All that lie. One like to ask you on a particular thing, you know what? There is a tsunami, and the whole Liberian people saw, and they dropped the ball in the tsunami. It's a flop. The Unity Party cannot save themselves from a particular tsunami. The whole country discussing the tsunami. The whole country know that the president is, we to be preaching there now, the whole country know that the president is feeble. The president now in total control. Lot of mistake at the podium, all these things, the security, the duty. Even if you look at the body language, all those in the legislature, all those in the first branch, even the hierarchy of the own people in the executive branch of government, you can see them bending ahead. You can, if you look at the body language, taking far away, you go, you're not going to look at the president, you're going to go to all these ministers, all these guys are in power today. The body language, these things, they know the flaw. They flop. Like what even the Jeremiah PR, they cannot, the whole that propaganda army, this crumbling on the wayside. Now what Jeremiah PR told the Liberian people, the president made a lot of mistake, a lot of lies inside the things they hear. So how the country, everybody that know, people that just went to the country recently, people that came, they get called the December. When the government will be feeding 300,000 people in schools, and we saw healing until they got to announce it in a sauna. The United Party will fly with our whole story. Where they taking their phonies from? Prince, where they taking their phonies from? We are import-based country. We spend what $300 million to import for goods and services. Then they're talking about people breaking food. What kind of rice will grow in a country? How about people growing rice? You think to feed your country that just joke? We talk about heavy machinery. This is laughable. This is laughable. Thank God they cannot cajole the Liberian people. They're falling flat now on a stomach. Everything crumbling in the eye. So that one is a lie. Thank God, good general like Julia Jen and Melikan are funny, and the poor who in that are funny.
Thank you so much, my brother Jake. Let's go to our brother Leo.
Yeah,
My brother Leo.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, loud and clear. We are getting you.
Thank
I
you,
hope you are
thank you.
getting us too. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, let me just apologize to our listening audience, but yes, sorry with that technical difficulties, I'm having. But let me say big thanks to you, Prince. Of course, this is my debut, and this is how they never decided to treat me today. But again, no excuse. I'm happy to be here on the stage with my brother Frank, of course, my fiery brother Detroit. But let's get to the point here. Look, Prince and my brothers here, right? Lies has become the new norm of Liberia. And the people that are setting the example are the elders. Lies has become the new norm of our country, and it's accepted. Lies and curse. I mean, gone are the days where when somebody cursing your parent holding your ear because they don't want you to hear it. But these days in modern Liberia, curses, insults. The example is being led by the heads, the senior. That's why I always say, my brother, it's not every old man with gray hair that's wise. We take it away from them because we see what these big people government, the example they are setting. If you cannot curse, you don't have no seat to the table. Let's go to this president data, only 300. Look, Prince, if indeed it were to be true, then the president must dream would have come true, where you will not find no kids on the street. The president said when he become president, you will not find kids on the street. So 300,000 students being fed. How come? Why are we living under a rock? You got more children, like I said the last time. It's quadrupled. The kids that are in the street selling. Which school has accepted students to feed, but yet we have children on the roadside begging when you, Mr. President, it is your wish for the children to get out of school. What you're thinking? But you see, Prince, what's happening, right? Before a dog bites you and look in your face, these people have gone too long being unchallenged. You know when somebody lies first and you don't challenge them, they look at you again, they lie the second time. You don't challenge them, they say, oh, no, I'm from a playing tour. This is what the United Party is doing. They think they are doing to us. But let me tell you, Prince, all of those things, those Chicana radio nonsense the president was reading around, it's not for Liberia. 300,000, what are the schools? No, but Prince, is like the president saying in his address, Sona address, saying they have furnished 157 schools with computers. So these are the same thing as that. Where the schools? We are calling for the data. Of course, they are not going to give it to us. But Prince, you know what? People who can lie and they cannot prove their lies, what happened? They turn into mockery. They will mock at you, like we see Gafran doing. You provoke the people, you lie to the people, and you teasing them on the bread and butter issue. Amen. Our people who have awarded you guys with the highest of office to do the work, now because they have given you this opportunity, look at what Gafran is doing to the people. Say, oh, you're stupid. In fact, we're coming open a bread and butter office. Where are these people living? This president was born lying. He was born lying. I was going to say something else. But you know what? Whenever these guys go on challenge, what did they do? They went the Capitol building. They were not challenged as much. They went. He built a foyer mansion. He's not fully challenged. They go ahead and start lying to people. You burn a Capitol building. You bought a mansion. You bought $1.2 million car on challenge. So Prince, newsflash, let's get ready for the big things that these guys will lie on, because why? The possibility of them not being challenged or getting challenged is there. That's why CDC stepped.
Thank you.
We said no. Gone are those days where you would just lie, and because you have the bulletproof. Look, brother, I tell you that someone, oh, we ain't afraid of trouble. What we see fire is where we want to go. So this president has it coming for him. You saw him fighting for heart, looking for heart, trying to breathe, because he know that there's a new day coming. There's a new Liberian. Jeremiah and with Gafran and all of that saying that they are panicking. But because you have nothing to show, no proof, they revert to cussing. You teasing the people, going on public media, lying, no data. I mean, the other guy, look at how little or Mo Ali say, oh, in fact, that printer issue. Look, Prince, I'm an architect, right? I design building for living. Okay, I design. Within my professional work, before you take a pen to draw, you've already pre-graphed what you're going to draw. Before you put it on the paper, you've already planned. You put your plan together, your calculation. How can this president tell me you're going to read a sonar? He has not looked at. That just tells you to the inept. These people are not prepared. They are not prepared. But when you cheat your way to come to power, it's hard to govern, because you will find other means to cheat. And now they are falling apart, my brother.
Thank you so much. There is something I want to take from what I think you or Detroit said. For too long, we have left these people to roam unchallenged. We've not been able to adequately challenge them. So in their mind, they think that they are perfect. They are okay. They are superb. They know it all. And that is the reality. Any player you get on the field that you perceive in your mind, as soon as I read near me, I will drive on me. They may will drive on me. Let me not go near him. You make that man automatic star. Automatically, you make him to be a star. The time you can really want to know if this man is saying what is right or not is to test, to see. So the Unity Party have used these lies for a very long time, that they are too sophisticated, to the extent that they refer to you and myself as stupefacient, that they can call us. Those stupefacient. Because in time past, maybe to some extent, these people, they were not challenged the way they're supposed to be challenged. Yeah, to some extent, that's what was happening. To some extent, when they talk, we let it slide. But now we must thank God that President Weah have created a situation where every old man and every old lady now know about what happened in government, and they can discuss it. Whether they know book, they not know book, they know university, they not know university, the people are discussing government. So it becoming difficult now for the Unity Party to find her way. You can no longer lie to the people. The way where they used to kind of speak, heard about BB English and put it in book, and in their mind they think, oh, Liberian, they can read, man. Liberian member, you want fool, he can read. We can read, but our ideas is now exposing the lies. We are now seeing it. Today we are now seeing it to the extent that the Unity Party, who they claim that they are sophisticated, they understand government, they have been there for a long time, they are the most competent. These people cannot provide one record, all the things that Joseph Juma Boyka say. Hey, my people, is this not a disgrace to Unity Party? No. Let's be sincere. Is this not a disgrace to Unity Party? Is this not a disgrace to Unity Party? For you, you that claim to be very professional, you said you were bringing people that are very ethical. And don't believe me. Let me play something here before we go to our next question and ask. I want to play something here for us to listen to Joseph Nyuma Boyka. Like we said, whenever we come here, we want to come with facts. Let's listen to this. Okay, let me just come here and then you listen to this. What Boyka told us yesterday.
Show those people that will
Bring this right here. And I
of
want you to listen, my
integrity.
people.
And secondly, want to make sure that even beginning with myself,
Okay.
we
So I want you to listen to Mr. Boyka. According to Joseph Nyuma Boyka, he said to the Liberian people that he wants to ensure, the first thing that he wants to ensure is to bring qualified people, competent people on board, people who can deliver the number. Not people who will put fire under their arm and just be walking around clicker, or just speak English and cannot give us the facts or cannot produce the result. So listen to Boyka. Don't believe what we are saying. But let's hear what Boyka will say about the people who he's working with.
start by making sure those people that we bring to cabinet are people of integrity. And secondly, want to make sure that even beginning with myself, we'll declare our assets and want to make sure that this is well known, the purpose of coming to government, to know that it's public service. And if you are not ready to serve the public, you can go elsewhere. But we want to make sure that we start on a clear note that the people of our country stood on line, they protected the votes, not to bring a team again that will do the same thing that other people are doing or worse. So it's a clear message, declare your asset, make sure that we are prepared to audit the outgoing government so that they tell the Liberian people of their stewardship, and to make sure that we start on a footing where people know that they come to serve the public and not themselves. If they don't understand that, they actually fall where it may.
My brother Frank, I want to go straight to you. This is Joseph Nyuma Boyka telling us that he wants to bring people who are very credible, people who are very competent, just to encapsulate what he's saying. People who are very competent, people who are very qualified. According to Joseph Nyuma Boyka, we now want to bring people where they did the same thing yesterday that the other people did, according to what he said in this video. But my brother Frank, what are you seeing? Is this not the worst of it all? To bring in people that will feed the president with false and misleading data? To bring people that will not understand at the end of the day when they are cornered, they can't say, oh, but they think where the president that lalating you. My brother Frank, is this not worse than what Joseph Nyuma Boyka then accused other people of? That these people, they were incompetent and unqualified, they know nothing, they can't do nothing, the people then they damage the country. What is your own take? Listening to Boyka telling you that the people you want to bring, the people will be qualified, will be competent, not to bring the same old people to do the same old thing. And today, looking at this particular Sona, what do you have to say to Boyka in this case?
You know, when you say worse, then you try to even give him some credit. It is beyond worse. You can't even describe, this government. I'm telling you. We're talking about a nation here. We're not talking about his household, running his household, right? We're talking about a nation with about 6 million people, right? And nations with, land mass, huge land mass. You're talking about a nation with, mineral resources and all of those things, right? The sea, the ocean body, the air. So, and not just the human being we're talking about here, right? We're talking about the geographical location of this place. Now, let me say this. The statement Boyka made at that interview about bringing in competent people and not bringing in people of the past, right, who have been robbing the country, corruption and those things. He's not going to bring those same folks back into his government, but he's going to bring competent people. But let me ask the Liberian people, and let me ask the UPS and the UP government. Are these people your competence people? People who cannot justify or defend what comes from their mouth, that they have to run to their offices for computer to log on their computer, and that even with that, as they open their computer, the evidence is not still there. Now, let me fall back a little bit, Brother Prince. You played a video earlier, and there was a man, one old man there that spoke and said how they live in the diaspora here. And they called back home and they told their people not to vote for George Weah. They should vote for Boakai because Boakai was the right person. And then he said, when they made a decision to vote for Boakai, CDC people hated them. Let me make this clear. CDC people did not hate you, and CDC do not hate. Because if CDC is a party that hates, the moment you got in government, you got in power, what you did, we could have been going to the United Nations asking for sanction. We did not do that. You hate the nation. You hate the party called CDC. And that is why when you got into party or into power, you went straight against them, the headquarters, and then the political leader. You start doing all kinds of issues against them. And you said your sole aim of coming to the presidency was to make CDC a normal political party, to erase the name CDC from the face of Liberia. You told us that's why you came to the presidency. So CDC did not hate, or CDC do not hate. CDC love everybody as a Liberian, and CDC want for your government to succeed. That is why CDC has done your protesting. No protest in the country. All CDC have been saying is what comes from your mouth is what CDC question. What you present that you did not do, and you say you did, CDC question it. And CDC come out with their factual information and say, no, we did this project. You did not do it. Even though you are not giving us credit, we did it. Those are the things CDC are doing. So CDC do not. CDC is just trying to protect what she did, her progress she made during the past years. But let me say this. That Sona speech was unevenly given. Why am I saying this? Let me say this. If you say you provided over 70,000 jobs to Liberian, one. If you say you give support to 198,000 farmers, those are also jobs. So you also created job. You also gave job to 198,000 farmers. Are we supposed to be hungry in Liberia? Do you know what it means to have 198,000 farmers in Liberia? Now, let me just detail a little bit. Like I said, that Sona was unevenly given. Now, I will stop to those two, not the rest. But you created over 70,000 jobs. And you helped farmer 198,000, another 198,000 jobs you created. And in that 198,000 farmers that you have, those farmers also have employees. So that means just in a farming sector, in a farming area, right? You created over 400,000 jobs. Because, for example, I might be among the 198,000, right? I have my farm. Equally so, on my farm, I have about 50 or 100 employees. Just for me. Just I alone. Then how about another farmer within that 198,000? With another maybe 50 employees. We're not supposed to be hungry. Now, my question here is, There was something, another data that was missing, or another number that was missing, they did not give. And because they did not give that, that proved them wrong that they provided or created over 70,000 jobs. That also proved that they lied that they gave 198,000 farmer support, because if you created over 70,000 jobs and you had farmer 98,000, over 198,000, then what was the GDP for that year? The gross domestic product. They left that out. I rest my case.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's come to our brother Jake. You listening to Mr. Boyka telling us that he's going to start on a clean note. And let me just read something here for us to hear it here. This is what Mr. Boyka said, right? This is what he said.
Or worse, we start by making sure those people that we bring to cabinet are people of integrity. And secondly, not to bring a team again that will do the same thing that other people are doing or worse. So it's a clear message. Declare your asset.
Now, you listening to Mr. Boyka here, that he will not bring the same team. He will not bring a team that will do the same thing or worse than what other people did. My brother Jake, you've been going to Liberia back and forth. You've been seeing what is happening, both internationally and locally. Do you think these guys that Mr. Boyka employed, because what they said, according to Mr. Boyka, he's bringing in the cream de la cream, people who understand government, who can make things work. In your mind, my brother Jake, I want you to tell us, are these people the very best amongst Liberians that are delivering to the Liberian people? And what can you point to that they are delivering? Whether it be in the agriculture sector, in the health sector, or in whatever sector. Let's hear from you, sir.
Yeah, Prince, to the followers once again, your help to share this video. Prince, the people they portrayed themselves all in the corridor of Liberia, outside of Liberia, they were the best. I told you people here from day one, when they took the mantle of authority, I told you, oh yeah, today coming to reality, these people have been blackballed. They don't have one contact. It's like people call it VLA. No integrity. Let me remind followers here. Who's the head of the country? Is the president. No disrespect. But let me tell you something what I noticed in the whole government. It starts from the head. That's why the king to power true lies. And one of the number one person that can spread gibberish and lie is the president. Let me remind you. So all of they copy the president. They copy. Let me remind you, Prince, y'all forget. We play video here. If you can remember Liberians, when the president went to the Oval Office, when Liberian people were talking about good English, he did something in the Oval Office that people capture it, but people finish forgetting that the people knew that the government can lie. Let me tell you. In his inaugural address, it's not about inaugural address, that is Sona. I think he addressed the nation before he went to America. Let me remind followers that what we don't relay video here. I said we don't preach propaganda. The president said they discover a lot of new minerals in the Republic of Liberia. Chinese company came, they survey the land they start naming magnesium. You go to video of the former president and the present president. Magnesium, other tap resources.
Yeah. Magnesium, boxer, you know.
All these things, they say we discover new to the Chinese. When they came to survey, he went to the Oval Office. Then he committed country Liberia that Donald Trump, then the American government will come back, will come to the country to survey the land because we don't have that technology. Liberia people, you might not forget. The videos are there. Prince, let me get you a fast here tonight. After it was all because Americans were talking about The whole America talking about rare air China playing on them with a lot of mineral around the world. So it was so smart thing. They saw that story. So the government and the Donald Trump government administration were interested in it. They asked Marco Rubio. Now knowing when they go check that the president blew it up today. They're not having nothing for them. Now knowing they go check, they commit China, they commit Liberian rival, serious rival already. Then they say, but what kind of government? What kind of poor government is that? So what kind of government is that? So the president really committing the Chinese name. He said, this a dubious government. The president been lying from day one. From day one. They don't have integrity. So all of them will lie in the corridor. Let me pinpoint to the followers here. You can read on Sona's message to the Republic of Liberia when he did it past year. Let's say some report card to report to the country. You won't tell me the president never had rehearsal after the speech read out there. The president knew the last hour in that rehearsal, he left it there. Let me tell you, like people, you may not be fooled. I want to tell you some of here now to dig hole into that day that our propaganda will never work. I know some are living now to be on platform. They will put hole in all that thing. So you want to tell me after the speech read out the preach, go ask any leader, even you that here. If you rehearse your speech, if you graduate from university or whatsoever, if you do the class, you rehearse your speech. So you won't tell me the speech right there. You rehearse that speech for days. For days, when you ask the Minister of Education, what people feeding the 300,000 people at? What giving the 70,000 job from that minister? You bring all these people, they came on the table before they wrote their speech here. So they last were all into the speech. In the speech, what the president did, he walked to that podium where international community, the European Union, the diplomatic corps, people from America, other people that want to invest, business leader. You think the Sona was just something about Sona? It's about selling your country outside there, how to can invest in the Republic of Liberia. That is kind of thing that we're talking about. The president blew it because the whole government can lie, and the head of the government can lie. That's why he left that speech, he left all that statement there. If Jeremiah Piana smart, they will sack him tomorrow. If I were the president, if I have the president here, I will sack Jeremiah Pia. Now a duty to tell that, let the people debunk it. That's why I say the whole Unity Party will crumble. When I tell you, you can be thinking it. Next year, the 2026 now come, let it end money. The first 2 years going on. How many each minister all these guys earning now? 3 years come, 4 years to the Joseph Yima presidency. If they don't change, they will jump ship. The Unity Party prince is naked. The president loves to lie. They don't have integrity. He urinated on the Supreme Court of the Republic of Liberia. The Constitution, tenure position, the brand capital building. What kind of integrity these people get? They see the first branch of government got it on fire. The whole world saw it. The president finished doing his inauguration. You think the MCC scorecard? I said the Unity Party is naked. That only by the grace of God, can rescue them. That our own rescue coming to them. They fall flat on their stomach. Nothing. So the president read that message. He rehearsed that speech before he manned that podium. So the president saw the last thing, he saw all these damaging reports that they last. But he believed he could sell it to the Liberian people. And the surprising thing I love for this so now here, that's this year, that the whole republic, half of the nation, 80% of the country condemned the Sona. The Sona, I think right now, the whole hurricane, the panic move. You think why the president left the country because he wanted to hear that noise? He said he's going to Ghana for security conference. Please, the Unity Party is dead on arrival. The last 2 months, the last getting today, the Liberian people not gullible in them. They got the ability now, they're getting smarter now. And please, let me tell you something. Now people doing these things today that I said doing it last, and the particular Sona destroyed them. They destroyed the whole narrative. So to pin the bar red, it will be hard for them. I said they already naked. I told you from the beginning. It's happening now.
Thank you so much. I want to play something before I go to our brother Leo, and then you will put this thing that Mr. Boyka said. This is going to lead us to our next discussion. With all of the information that Joseph Nyuma Boyka was able to provide, the likes of Mo Ali, who have presented themselves as people who are intellectually sound, they can be able to put government feet to the fire, etc. They are yet to produce a single sheet of paper. We are still waiting for Daniel Sando, who is one of the deputy information minister, to go to the office and take the information from there and carry to Voice of Liberia to go and prove it. We are still waiting for Augustine Pehe-Gafuan to come and prove to the Liberian people where time they gave Joseph Nyuma Boyka money to go and renovate the University of Liberia. We'll come there. But I want you to listen to what Jeremy Pia said. And I will ask my question based on this, my people. Let's listen to Jeremy Pia. I'll just play a few bars of this.
To have our interaction with you, endeavor to do, and what we always do is to have our interaction with you, the Liberian people, to be open, to be transparent, and to just be truthful.
But I don't want to take our time with this. You're listening to the information minister. After he said the information that was given to the president was false, it was misleading, and etc. But he started on this note. It is incumbent upon us to be very truthful, to be transparent, and to be accurate. In other words, I'm just trying to, with the Liberian people. Listening to this information minister and what Boyka said, tell us, my brother, what is running through your mind, Leo?
Look, Prince, you can't give what you don't have. It's late. You cannot give what you don't have. The point that you see the guys are trying to save face. But in terms of what he's saying, it leads back to what the president is even talking about, integrity. Integrity. But who has the moral value, the reptitude to talk about integrity? Is that JMB we're talking about? Please, just for the sake of our audience, right? I just want to read what integrity is all about. Then you will see if JMB fits within our category. Let me just give you the characteristics of integrity first. Integrity, concept of consistency of action, values, method measured. Your method has measured. But let's go to the actual definition of integrity, right? Integrity is the quality of being honest and having a consistent and uncompromising adherence to strong moral values. All of what I just read, I go to school, I just been picking up from Princeton and learning here and there. All of what I read, in your own time, I'm talking to our listeners. If you read integrity, if you find a JMB in there, then I can show you a plenty Jesus within CDC. Look, they say he who comes with equity must come with clean hands. President Boyka has no moral, but you see sometimes people only can write check what the hand cannot write. You speak, they say the pastor can say, oh, do what I say, but don't do what I do. You see, this papi is a bold face and break, but you know I give him credit though. The papi have no fear now to lie. No, I mean, sometimes you want to think about it, like, you know what? Let me think about what I'm about to say. But this papi, no, he's not even thinking. He traveled way to Ghana, encourage your press, and then he's talking about, oh, we're going to start on a clean slate. Let's go back to integrity. What value did you put on yourself? Because I talk about honesty. When you deprive of your predecessor or man who once gave you life, when you deprive him of his right, what's integrity in that? What's honesty in that? You want to talk about integrity? Or man who fed you on a platter? Or man who wanted a healthy competitor? But it will not be fair for our job. We have to go against a frail and a fragile president. President, we have said, you know what? I want somebody who can go to me. Look, you saw the defenders president we went against those days. I'm talking about the Como, then we're talking about the Paulo Martinez. Those guys were healthy. So when Joe we had became Ballon d'Or, nobody could say, oh, that blessed player the man went against, for which he decided to take his money and said, no, that paper will be healthy because for me to run against him and beat him the first time, he has to be healthy. Even the second time. What's integrity after the man have done all for you? All you could pay him back is to say, no, you're close to the presidential lounge. And you want to talk about integrity? That's why when he said we'll come here and start with clean hands, look, let me tell you, you know, I like the Bible too. Prince, let our listener go and find this. 2 Corinthians 6, verse 14. Say, we do not equally yoke with unbelievers. And the president has proven that he's an unbeliever. Anybody, Prince, look, anybody who has proven that you will dance with the devil, that's why a CDC will not be your friend, because a CDC will not be your friend, because you know why? You are an unbeliever. We cannot equally yoke with you, my brother. We don't fit in the same sentence. People talking about 4 years. No, this guy don't have 4 years. We are going, look, we are going to his 4th year now. So 4 plus 2. Okay, so we're not going to make this rope long. Why I digress, why I end here, why I'm going to say, look, I see this president as somebody, he's about to give up soon. Well, I mean, give up soon. There are in-house fight now. We are getting information. Jeremiah is planning for him big time. All of his guys are planning for him big time. And I'm not going to deviate the conversation, but this president has no moral value, no rectitude to talk about integrity. If you want to talk about integrity, go back to the house of CDC. Okay? Go back to the house of CDC. Thank you, Prince.
Thank you so much. My brother Frank, we want to play a video here. According to Mr. Boyka, funding was provided to the University of Liberia to ensure that that building becomes one of the best in Africa. It's not the number one. According to Boyka, in his State of the Nation address, said we provided funding to the University of Liberia. I want to play something here. Immediately he said that somebody went and did the video. I want us to see that university here. They place it. This is the UL. Okay, thank you. Oh, sorry, my people. There's the UL, and we're going to play it here for you to see. This is UL. This is the university that Mr. Boyka said he has already provided funding for. It's fully renovated. In fact, he said the renovation work already started, according to Boyka. Bye bye. Good. Thank you. This is the University of Liberia that Mr. Boyka said he has provided money for to be renovated already. My brother Frank, I want you to put yourself in the shoe of maybe the president. Hearing from what your information minister is saying, we got to be honest. We got to be truthful. We got to be sincere. The thing where we're talking to the Liberian president, we're not sincere. The next day, somebody went and do a recording of the building you say you provided money for to be renovated. The same day that you say current electricity now, you know, all over the place, all over, everybody get electricity. That same day, their current went in the entire, just Monserrado alone. About 80% of Monserrado was off that same day. LEC came up to tell the Liberian people. The next day, when you made your speech, the next day, LEC came up and said, my people, for a long time, when I get current in the country here, when I get no good current here because it not easy nana. After you inform the Liberian people that, oh, electricity all over the place, you have ensured that electricity is provided to homes across Liberia, blah, 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 and stuff like that. Your LEC boss can't say, oh, man, the information you provide, it not true information, no can commit us here. You get the information minister saying all this thing here, we got to be honest, we got to be truthful. If you were in that position as the president, let's hear your action.
Thank you so much, Brother Prince. If I were in a position as the president of the Republic of Liberia, 2025 to 2026, and I provided funding for the University of Liberia, the Republic of Liberia, let me backfire a little bit. This is one thing I love about President Josh Manawia. And this is why during his tenure, every project that he embarked on, that he gave funding to, President George Manawia made sure to go to each of those projects. Because he wants to make sure on occasion like this, if he says, I provide the funding for this, he's right. Because he went there, he saw it. And during his tenure, these are the things that he was doing. And at that time, Boakai, he been in the opposition. They say, is it everything that he will go to? Is it everywhere? Because the thing here is, because President Josh Manawia did those things, he was doing those things, and Liberian people saw it. For each time he went out, Liberian people were always there. And it was making opposition angry because the Liberian people were seeing these things. Because what they first started that, oh, he will not carry on no development. He can't do that, he can't do this. But when he started doing it, they said that development would eat. But let me go forward. When President Josh Manawia did these things, they said, why he always out there? Why he always go to every development? Why this person can't go there? Why this person can't present or get this? But why he always there? But now President Josh Manawia was telling them, yes, I gave these people tax to do this. I gave them funds to do this, but equally so, I will not sit in my office and then for them to come and give me report. Meanwhile, the report they giving me, I have not seen it to make sure it is true. So I must inspect this project because I don't want to speak to the Liberian people tomorrow and then the Liberian people come and say, well, Mr. President, you said you provided money for this, you gave funds for this, but why is this project not undertaken? And this is what exactly Boakai did. Now, my point here is, I'm not saying Boakai gave funds. No. What I'm saying here is, if indeed Boakai provided funds for the University of Liberia, before making a speech to say you gave funding to the University of Liberia to undertake major renovation or project, who did you give the money to? Number one. I think the president need to fire that person, the person he gave the money to renovate the university. He need to fire that person if indeed he did. Because that person did not do the job. Where that money gone, we don't know. So, Mr. President, you got to fire that person if indeed you give that money, if you're not lying. Now, again, if I were the president, I was going to take the model of President Josh Manawia by going to inspect the University of Liberia after I have given that funds. After maybe 6 months or whatsoever, go there and do my investigation to see whether that university and that project was going on and things. Now, he did not do it. Now, in the first place, If I were the one, before giving that speech on that day or that State of the Nation address, I have to make sure, even if I have not gone there, but everything at least figures that in that speech, okay, I was going to make sure to do follow-up before giving that speech. Like, for example, he said he gave funding to the University of Liberia. If I were me, I was going to ask who said what I gave that funds to. Can I see picture of the University of Liberia, the renovation, where you are? Because it is in my speech to give to the nation, to address the nation. It is in there. So I want to see the before and the after. Because I want to be sure in my speech so that the Liberian people can come and say I'm lying or whatsoever the situation may be. But what I want to say here is, Brother Prince, and to the audience, Boakai did not give fund to the University of Liberia or to renovate the University of Liberia. Because if he did, why would the student of UL or AU be talking about painting the building? Just to paint the building, the president can provide funds. Just to paint the building, the students have to put money together to buy paint to go and paint the building. Imagine that, students putting money together. And even as that, boy can send police on the university campus to seize the paint, to stop the project because of shame. Because you know what that means? To go in newspaper that the president failed to provide funds to renovate the University of Liberia. Students have to put money together to paint and to change the look of the University of Liberia. You know what that means? He sent police there and they stopped those students. But let me say another thing here about the job, because there is something I want to say here. I don't want to forget it. To show that the president lied again, because I'm not going to his information minister, because we already know he lied. That information minister, he's just trying to, because you know we've been saying on the platform here, right? Most of the people in this government, right? You have future ahead of you. Do not allow this government to spoil your reputation because you still want to be in politics. That's why you see some of these folks coming out saying that, oh, we need to do this, oh, we'll do this. No, they're not doing it because they are sincere. They all lie. But let me say this. You said you created 70,000 jobs, which of course this government lied. How did you create a 70,000 job when you got into power? You remove people from turning position. Is that part of the 70,000 job? You start taking people from the National Port Authority. Is that part of the 70,000 job? You start going after people, taking them from position, taking it. You said, well, I know CDC people. Is that part of the 70,000 job? Even people in the military. People that were trained by Liberian taxpayer money to save the Liberian people and the nation at large. Army personnel, you took them from their duty without them resigning because you said they were trained by CDC or they identify with CDC as you perceived them to be. Are those people part of the 70,000 job? Motorcycling that ran their motorbikes, fed their family, send their children to school, because most of those people, they are family members. You took them from job. Is the 70,000 part of those people that you took from the street, from riding a motorbike? Because those people, they are very essential to the economy of the country. When you hear me saying the GDP, because the GDP proof a nation growth. The GDP of every nation proof to the development of a nation. That proof that the nation is at work. They did not provide that. So how can this government come to us and tell us that These things were provided. When the student, you can lie to someone who is already dead and gone. You can lie on somebody like that. But you cannot lie on the lady, because the lady is alive and the lady will defend. And the lady will explain her part or his part. You see, and that is why during the past years, they insulted the dead, but the dead couldn't insult them back because the dead is dead, the dead is gone. But those that they insulted that were alive, they responded to them. And they are responding to them correctly. Some of those people that they insulted that they are alive, now they're in government, those people are responding. So you can lie on the dead, but you cannot lie on the living. And that is what happened. The university students are there, and then you say you gave millions and money to renovate or to carry on project at the university when you have students there who are asking, protesting every day. The last time I came in, Brother Prince, I listened to the chairman of the SUP. They said they have gone to the president several times, and that was their frustration. They said, we are tired sitting on the table discussing again. Because we have gone there several times, we have written letters several times, we have done this several times, but they don't want to listen to us. So where the phone came from? I rest my case.
Thank you so very kindly. I want to go to this particular video, and I want to start from our brother Jake. My brother Jake, Joseph Numa Boyka, I will refer to it as disgrace. The Minister of the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Cole Bangalu. That position is not just an ordinary position. That position is to ensure that you implement the president's agenda for a very significant portion of population of our society, the young people. You talk about job, training, etc., etc. According to what we are gathering, one of the reasons why Ko Bangalu was removed from that particular Ministry of Youth and Sports, the raping of that particular 14-year-old girl was covered by the minister. What Boyka is trying to do is damage control, but again, he wants to act like he's protecting these people. Coupled with the recent incident that happened at the Ministry of Youth and Sports, where almost about 300 Liberians who were gainfully employed during the Bridge and Waterways program, those people were removed. But the people were removed, but 3 months of their salary were given, and they did not get that particular salary. They had to go and protest. We gave them, I think, portion of 1 month. Up to today, they have not received the balance money. Joseph Numa Boyka took Ko Bangalu from the Ministry of Sports and carried him to LRRC, a place that literally don't even have a function when people are not coming in. They can just be there. Go there, go sit down, and go enjoy themselves. And took the daughter of Mr. Kra, the minister for labor, daughter, taking her at the Ministry of Youth and Sports. I don't know whether these people are trying to create a mindset that, yeah, the people like us. So Cornelius Kra went. They took the NTA bus. The government took the NTA bus. Put students inside while they were in school. They left from their school campuses. Put them in the bus to go at the Capitol building to go and be doing battle cry for Cornelius Cooper, to think that, yeah, the woman is love. My brother Jake, I want to play this and I want to ask you, what is the danger in this particular thing that you are seeing? I want to play this video. My people, I want you to watch it. Look at our children. Now you can see why the children are failing their cat. Now you can see under Joseph Numa Boyka where there is a consistent failure of our children in the West. Desperately, the children have performed. But let's play you this video. Get the children here. when going in the bus?
We have few students here at the grounds of the Capitol building. The year what they are here for at this time. How you guys doing?
Okay.
What's your name?
For me, you're coming James.
James, isn't your name? That's common stuff. What's your
You're
name?
coming James too.
From where?
From Tottenham High School.
What are you here exactly for on the grounds of the Capitol building? Can you put the plastic?
You can see the minister, which is Minister I'm going to say sports, something like Minister of Sports.
You can see her.
Yeah.
Who bring her here? Are you guys supposed to be in school by this summer now?
Actually, for our level, we said no.
No, you don't supposed to be in school at this time. Where are you school like
240 what?
240.
Friday. Sometimes on Friday we learn around 12.
Sometimes on Friday around 12. But what exactly are you here? You know, this is a political ground. Seeing uniform, it raises concern to all Liberians. What are you here exactly for?
When we came about the tour, I was doing my program. And this is the program. And I believe that the program here is to honor the Minister of Legal and Sport.
They told you guys that they will receive compensation when they're going back. It's a program. How you come?
We use the NTA bus.
NTA bus. All the NTA bus. So what your name?
You will see with us.
From which school?
Tottenham High.
Which class?
First day, you should be in school at this hour.
Yes.
What are you here for?
Okay. We was invited by our teachers to say there will be a program hosted at Capitol building. So we should come there. But actually we came here and we're hearing that they just elected a new youth and sports director. So, yeah, so we come to celebrate for election.
So they don't tell you where exactly you're coming from?
No, not sure.
They put you in a bus.
So
yeah.
we saw you doing a recording. What are you doing the recording for?
Okay, as for me, for my school, I'm part of the General AC team. So we back your assignment as for General AC. So
did your teacher tell you that when you come, you will give me grade?
Yes, my assignment for our elective. No, not to come here. But I assignment to do a journalist work.
So you part of your assignment?
Yeah.
So meaning they think you're clear for you. Small grade behind you.
Yes.
Grade behind you.
Okay. Another question, right? How did you reach here?
I can.
Oh, we saw bus in front of campus and asked if we were coming from
the bus. The
yes.
bus from the campus.
Yes.
But you had no idea about the reason why you were here for.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
My brother, Jake, let's hear from you.
I like the people government, man. They are photo of government. I like that government. You know what I like it for? I like it for the followers and those that support. Let me tell you, those that brought this guy to power. Prince, it's sad one way and laughable. You know why? They play on the intelligence of the Liberian people. Because they appointed her now, they become a set. I said a photo of government. I don't want to dive deep into this story yet. Because you appoint somebody, you got to bring somebody, and then they'll set a brave her for what battle cry whatsoever. Even the student at the interview, most of the children didn't know what they didn't know what it came for that particular scenario. Maybe they just told the principal for that particular school, they said, listen, if you want to have good connection with us, just bring your student. Let me say something quick because we're getting into 2 hours now. Let me say something. You were talking about the University of Liberia. Let me be honest here. Let me ask a follower here. How old is the University of Liberia? How old? That particular place in university. So first of all, let me tell you something, Prince. It's an old university. Old, lapidated University of Republic of Liberia. She won the whole nation. Even the so-called elite that attend that institution, that they can be breaking. Oh, they one of the highest institutions of learning in the West African region. A lie. Pure lie. They cajole and said they just believe in their own fantasy. That first order, that place of the University of Liberia need to be removed. That whole university, we need new university in the modern era. We need new University of Liberia, new university in the seat of the government, the legislature, the first branch of government, or the executive mansion, the police, all these people. Then they come in the justice complex down there. First of all, there's no country you will see the university, a government university of Republic of Liberia, or government university will be set to that kind of era. It's not even good. It's not even good for the country. It's a bar ad. I know who they had that idea. It's a bar ad. That's the seat of the government. The whole politics around that whole thing, the whole government seat is right down there at the Capitol Hill there, or Bapa, whatsoever. That particular, the University of Liberia, because we're a poor nation, and it's an old university. I think that university over some more years. If I'm making me,
our university will be somewhere around 63 years, because I think it was in 1863 or so. I stand to be corrected. Or somewhere 1863. So 1863 that it was considered as a university. Then later on, they start adding all these other different
years. Lapidated University. That particular, because we don't have money to build more than university.
Became university in 1951. So 1951, it officially became, university. Yeah, but it's been there since.
I'm talking about the building. So it been there for many years, decades, years, a year, over 50 years, whatsoever year. So we need, because we don't have money, and to build renown, we need to relocate up and find different place to build modern university in the modern era. Our university, Republic of Liberia, not digital, no computer system, nothing. We're just living by the grace of God. So if you graduate from a university of Liberia, you come to the Western establishment, you do a lot of tests, you do a lot of different things. So while facing try to renovate that University of Liberia, if the people eat the phone whatsoever, it left with them. But anything the government, let me tell you, Prince, anything the government said, I've vla. Okay, let me remind followers again. Prince, you finish forgetting Gafwan. And Gafwan told the Liberian people to obey 100 public school, 100 public school. They finish allocating the money for the international partners. Okay, if you want to obey 100 public school, how much? You cannot split that money. You Gafwan, I believe Gafwan attended the University of Liberia. All those special people, the so-called elite, most of them pass to that University of Liberia. So you cannot say, okay, look, it's 100 public school. What we're taking this money from to finance all the public school? What we're taking the money from to maintain all the public school? So what we'll do, we'll tell our international partner, we'll readdress them. We can cut the money, we can cut the public school in half. As a clean, they can build 100 public school. Based on the funding for that public school, you put it to the University of Liberia. If you want for the university to stay to that particular picture, to have a new University of Liberia, you need over $100 million. $100 million. I think for every fee, everything to be to that university, good era, digital era, computerized era, fences, everything that you need, over $100 million. That's $150 million. Prince, and I'll tell you, the country is broke. The Unity Party don't have money. You just said they owe a lot of people. They don't have money, Prince. That budget they hijack is an audio budget, 1.2 billion. Nobody's seeing the billions. Nobody's seeing the money. It's not affecting no Liberians. It's a flat. Kafana not real economists. The real credential coming outside now. The real king. When I tell you, I said there's nobody. They say because there's nobody that's under D12. There's no in modern era. The United Party had three ministers. Amara Kone, he's not an economist, no. He's a data guy. He's a statistic guy. And Brahma Kamara and Gafwan, these three, you put them together, they cannot stand to somewhere to it. Because our economy is in a free fall. Heavy inflation in the country, heavy inflation. Take on your political hand. It's reality. As in the economy is that country, heavy inflation. Things are boiling over. Nothing working for the Unity Party. No have money. The president has made a lot of trade. So, but Prince, it's difficult for the Unity Party, man. I don't know how they will turn it around.
Thank you so much. My brother Leo, let's hear from you. Seeing these kids who should be in school on a Friday. Let's hear from you, sir.
Again, thank you for the opportunity. Prince, can I just do my closing alone? Because I got
no problem. Yeah.
I can do that, right?
Yeah, definitely. You can.
Again, let me say big thanks to the audience and my fellow panelists here. Look, if I were to be a parent to one of those kids, I would have sued at school. Look, Prince, you know what it is? You send your child to school. Only later to come find out that child is placed in a bus to go sing hail praises. Look, Cornelia has not even started the office yet. You could already see corruption. Using the bus for her personal use, first of all. You see why government property doesn't last? Because at the end of the day, this is why you use them for your personal use. The children went to school. The children went to school to learn. But you lie to them. No, the children, you could see it on the faces. The last lady who spoke, you could see the disappointment and frustration. You lied to the kids that they were going for a program, only to find a decoy, go put them somewhere to go sing praises for a colonial cry. Are we talking about sing colonial cry who are vehemently running behind the seditions, getting rid of old man who are just making $15 a month, firing them? That's the one. What our country has been subjected to. Prince, what if something would have happened on the way to that place and something happened to those kids in that bus? Then they will say, oh, see, this and I do this again. Why? Why we play with our futures? I mean, our bright future lives. Prince, you see why they're raping you when I stop? You see that my young guy who raped that lady, when the lady was giving her account of the story, he called the lady in her office. Rather, raped the lady. Now they are piling their children now, going show them to a place. No wonder these kids are vulnerable, my brother. Why do we put our future leaders in the hands of people who are not managers? You cannot manage those kids. Furthermore, to top it all, the teachers are even lying to the children for grace. Prince, you know, it's sad to say, but with this whole thing with Cornelia Crowden, I mean, look, man, I expected a whole lot. She's a sister that I respect. Let me just say that for the record. But you know, sometimes when you mingle, you are guilty by association. When you mingle, you smear your hands. Because Prince can come with a very clean character, right? As soon as Prince decides to eat with the pigs, Prince becomes a pig. That's what it is. With all due respect, my brother, I'm just using that example. But look at Cornelia Cry. I mean, she's a sister I really respect. But after this, but you know, if I were a parent to one of those students, I would have sued at school. I sent my child to school, not to go sing hill praises. But lastly, here for me, before I digress here, Prince, LU, look, you know, I thank God I've been given the opportunity to teach here in the States at a technical college, right? You see, I'm one of the people who have been championing to really get the University of Liberia, and I come from a specific area, right? Not because we hate the country or not because we don't like the government. I mean, the structure itself, but post-war, Prince, we have modernization. Look at the building. Now you can hit me all you want, call me names, but look at the building we are proud of today. I don't want to go in too much before I start getting enemies here. But my brother, they say if you want to know a president who means well for the people, look at his budget.
Sure.
Look at what's in the budget for LU. It will tell you if the president is a serious president or not. Better yet, the same children we are grooming to get ready for LU. Look at what we start doing with them already. But you know what? I say thank you to the audience for listening to us. Liberia has a long way. I'm going to say good evening to my fellow panelists and my brother, Frank, you are in Liberia. Happy to share this platform with you. I hope to see you again. And my brother Detroit, my man, I'm learning from you, my brother. I'm learning so much from you. I'm humble. But Prince, we will not give up. We will not give up. And this is what we sign up for. Thank you again. God bless you
Thank you
guys.
so much. Thank you so very kindly. Really appreciate you and thank you for everything you do. Sometimes I wonder how you do this from the other end to the other end, you know. Thank you so much, my brother. We are grateful to have you on the team. You bring too much of weight, I mean, too much of power, too much of
Appreciate it.
experience to what we do here. Thank you so much. And I'm proud to have you and many others on our team. We are
The
grateful.
feelings are
Thank you so
mutual.
much.
Feelings are
Yeah,
mutual.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
My brother Frank, let's hear from you. Seeing these kids who should be in school, these kids who should be taking the time off to go in their lesson. You know, by profession, I'm a teacher, the way I got my first degree. And when you look at the syllabus, every day that comes, if a teacher misses just one period of his time, it affects him because it will just be difficult for him to be able to cover up on the topic because the syllabus is arranged in such a way that, for example, if you have about 90 days, just for example, maybe 90 days in the school year, the 90 days is divided as per the topic in that particular syllabus. Even at that, sometimes you don't even cover up the topic in the syllabus. You don't cover it up because the time is not enough. The hours are not enough because sometimes you are giving like 40, or 45 minutes in a class. You can cover up all of the topic. So to see these children being taken from the classroom on a Friday, where they should be learning, they should be covering up issues. For teachers and administrators to take these children from in the classroom, we need to go carry them, say, you're go sing song for Colonial Choir while she going through her confirmation hearing. That the children don't even know why they were coming. You listening to these kids, you don't even know why they were coming. My brother, what this tells you about the country, about the man who say he wants to give the young people a better life. This Joseph Newman Boyka was the man who said to us the last time that he will provide 10,000 jobs for the young people, that the young people is at the center of his heart. To see this kind of thing happening, taking these children from their classroom, my brother, what says you concerning this? Let's hear from you.
Thank you so much, Brother Prince. You see, this is very concerning because these are the people we are depending on to lead Liberia, to rule Liberia, right? To develop Liberia. But if we have a 90 years old man in power that is so corrupt and very deceiving and full of lies, and he's passing on these lies and deceitfulness to these students, that means Buakai government is teaching these children to also be corrupt. What am I saying this? They lie to the students and told them they were coming to the Capitol building for program. Who wouldn't be happy to go to the Capitol building for program? Who wouldn't be happy? I'll be happy to go to the Capitol building for a program. So in the minds of these students, they were coming to this noble building, this noble area for programs. They were coming to participate in a program. But I guess some of these students were so anxious to the extent they never asked the so-called teacher who spearheaded the program for them to go to the Capitol building. They were so eager to come on our program, they never asked the teacher, what sort of program are we going to? What is the impact of the program on the student, on us? What are we going to learn and what are we going to give at the end of the day? So they lie to these students, and that is why these people are producing more liars, people to be corrupt. To the extent these students win. And then what baffles me is, look at what the girl said, the little girl said. We just saw the boss. So They brought a bus and then packed these students in it. And then these students left their comfort area, their learning area, and then went to the Capitol building to go and present someone who got their job, a job that these students to some extent will not benefit from. And some of those students that were at that ground, some of them will be raped, maybe tonight or tomorrow. Because we know this government. It is a government of rapists. As those girls were out there, most of these government officials from the United Party, they were looking at some of those girls. And in their mind, our friends that rape these children, these girls, and some of these boys to that extent, today, nothing has come from India because we have a government that protects us. So most of these government officials from the UP, they were looking at these children on our ground and planning their next move as to what to do. Like I said, tonight, maybe tomorrow, we might hear say somebody have been raped just because these girls went to the Capitol building. Tomorrow, or after tomorrow, we might hear say somebody have been raped. Because this government, it is a government of rapists. And then this teacher, to that extent, lied to these children that they were going for program, and then lied to them. I mean, some of these, it's just like these girls or those students, they did not want to be, forthcoming. To say, this professor forced us to come here because he told us if we don't come, he will mess with our grades. That's why the journalist, he tried, and in a way to ask the girl. And at the end, she said yes. And the journalist said, so there's a grade behind you come here. And she said yes. Why would you want to put students in that situation? Somebody got their job for them and their family, their husband, whatsoever, their children. They got their job for the benefit of their household. And you take an entire schools and brought them to a program that these students have nothing to do about. Now, they were at this facility. What did they do? They never partake in any program. They never gave anything. They never learned anything. And they never take anything. They were just at that place. And at the end of the day, put them in the bus and then carry them back. Those who can go to school, walk and go to their houses, they walk and go to their houses. Why would you want to do this? Especially my problem here is the teacher. Because at the end of the day, the so-called minister that got appointed or whatsoever the situation is, hey, she had the right to go to the school and tell the school, hey, I need this, I need this, I need this. But and level the school authority to know their position, to know their place. So I don't have problem with the ministers. Hey, that's what she wanted. And she went to the school. Somebody run the school. No, she did not just go to the school and start forcing students to come. No. It is a teacher that she met there and talked to that teacher. So the teacher, by all means, by his profession, he should have known better. It says, look, you were appointed based on politics or you are a government official. First of all, what are my students going to do there? What part do they have to play? What presentation are they going to give? What presentation are you going to give them? Those are the things that he should have said to the minister that got appointed and went to, to their place.
Sure.
That's the kind of country, that's the kind of government, especially we find ourselves in. Again, but let me just go back to what Wema was saying about the University of Liberia, right? The reason why the University of Liberia is seated at that location, and we have to go by history now. The time that university was founded, at that time, first of all, Liberia as a whole, it was just Masorado. Bear in mind, when Liberia got independent 1847, it was only for the American Liberian. It was not even for the native men. It was for the American Liberian and their slave master. And at that 1847 independent, it did not cover the counties or the counties. It was just Masurado. At that time was Cape Masurado. That was it. That was Liberia. And then before in 1852, Maryland, because in the first place, Maryland was not even part of that independent. Maryland County was not part of the 1847. Maryland became part of Liberia in 1852. And the reason why Maryland became part of Liberia in 1852, it is because the native people were fighting. And at that time, they were not powerful to fight the native people, so they had to come together, and then they used the American Navy to fight the native people. So at that time, it was the only ideal place to put the university because it was their children. We're talking about the 1800, that school was there. When the native men started going to that school,
I know.
The 1900, and we're talking about the 1800 when that school was funded. It was only for them. So they put that building at that location to protect their children because they could not have taken that building far off to go put it in the native man land or in the native man eye when the native man was fighting them for their land at that time. So it was an ideal place to put that particular building to that place so that they can protect their children. Because their children were going there. So that's why that building was put down there.
Thank you.
So I just want to bring that out. But
thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, my brother. You know, fellow Liberians, as I look at this video where we see our kids who should be in school going at the Capitol building to go and show strength, a show of strength. Colonial Kura used these innocent kids to think that she can play on the minds of the lawmakers. To say, look, lawmakers, I have the young people supporting me. The young people are with me. The young people believe in me. They believe in my agenda. They know that I, the one, can be able to transform their lives. And that's the reason why you see them here. What Colina Kra is doing, if this was any serious government, she should automatically be denied. If Joseph Numa Boyka was a serious president, he should automatically recall Colina Kra and say, you are not fit for this job. Say, you are not fit. If Joseph Numa Boyka is a man that believes in the growth and development of the young people, he should immediately today tell Colina Krupa, say, you are not fit for this job. Because the people for which you should be protecting, the people that you should ensure are adequately prepared academically to help this nation, you are taking them from in school and carrying them to go do praise singing. You see how dangerous it is? This is just to tell you that Colina Kra don't have a plan for these young people because nobody will do that. Nobody from a sound mind and a sound background that want to see the development of young people will ever want for these children to get in bus. You truck it almost like trucking voters. That's what happened. That's what happened. In their mind, they feel that when they take these young people, they bring them there, they put cause in there, they say, yeah, Colina Kra get people behind her, so we got to confirm her. You know, the people believe in her. What kind of nonsense is this? You know, when the men of God said this, you voted for Joseph Numa Boyka, the poor will suffer, the rich will suffer, the small will suffer, the big will suffer. This is what we are seeing. Animal always suffer. Do you know now people raping animal now in Liberia? Real raping. There's a guy who raped, how you call the sheep until the sheep died. The goat, sorry, goat. So ministers are now raping and sodomizing our boys. While the garden too, they look out for lawyers, but then animal too, we ain't got to spare the animal. The animal got to go. Can you imagine? No, let me show you this before I even come to this quickly. Let me just show you this quickly, my people, for you to see it. They guy were brave enough to rip
That's
that
a big
animal
fly.
clear and clean.
That fly over Liberia, man. I'm telling you, I'm lying to you.
That
Like,
guy ripped the animal clear and clean. He rip it.
and
He not
the
play fun with it.
animal die.
Oh, the animal part, forget it. It die. It die. The animal die. The animal die, my people.
Man.
Here is it. Let me just bring you this for you to see. Here is it right here. Here is it. Look here.
Friend, don't let it stay on there because you know that Facebook before the animal, you know that animal protection. They see it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. That's true. You're right. You're right. That's where you have it. For a man to rape an animal, the minister then raping our children, the other men, they raping the boys. The last time 7 men rape a 17 years old boy. Today again, we are seeing this other one. Look, these are people that should be nowhere near government offices because they don't mean well for us and for our children. To take these children from in school, to carry down the Capitol building, especially on a school day where they should be learning, where they should be fulfilling their purpose in school. This is a minus for Colonel Kura, and she should not even be appointed. If Joseph Numa Boyka is somebody who loved the Liberian people and loved the Liberian youth, he would say no. This is a bad sign. But you think we know? You think Joseph Numa Boyka get time? We know Joseph Numa Boyka will do nothing. Y'all remember the story of Fatima Bint Salif, who insulted people on the open, and she went to that house. What? They appointed her. She was confirmed. You know, that house is a place of disappointment. Don't get me wrong. There are good people there too. There are people who wants to see a better Liberia. But unfortunately, the majority of those people, they have no spine. They can't talk for the Liberian people. But fellow Liberians, we want to say thanks to each and every one of you for taking the time off to come on. We want to appreciate you that you always support us. And like we always say, the education that we are providing here is taking root. And this is the reason why today, Boyka is being disgraced that you have to run away from Liberia to go somewhere to go sit down. Because Liberians now, you can no longer deceive us. The plans that you used to use or the tactics and techniques and tricks you used to use yesterday, this day, it will not happen. No, it will not happen. So I want to say thanks to each and every one of you. Let's continue this process. Let's continue to expose the ills in society. Let's hold this government feet to the fire because this government have failed. And all we need to do is to continue to expose them. Until we meet again, fellow Liberians, say thank you and have yourself a God bless day. Thank you, my brother Frank.
We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money, that I beg them. The money should be used to bless our people. Thank you and God bless.